And we're live.
Hey.
Did I tell you guys I found out my neighbor is an anti-vaxxer?
Oh no.
Nice.
Yep.
Uh,
That was a cool sign to see in their window.
Dude, I need to tell you about the bumper sticker I saw on the drive I took yesterday.
Please.
I had to go to like Shoppers to pick up something for Reese because she burned her hands, so I needed to go get some anti-burn medication. And
Okay, that sucks.
yeah, she was cutting up really spicy peppers.
Oh, so not like a heat burn.
Not a heat burn, just a I forget what the name of the chemical is already. Capation burn.
Okay.
Yeah, but on the way there was a white truck that had a swastika on
Oh
it.
my
Great.
God.
So, but the swastika, each of the arms of the swastika was holding a syringe.
Cool. What an awesome
You
dude.
can't make this stuff up. That's crazy. Jeez. All right. Well, on that nice note, did anybody watch the new Star Wars show on Disney Plus, Star Wars Visions?
No.
I haven't, but I heard amazing things about it.
I've watched the first 2 episodes. It's really cool. For those who don't know, this is an anthology animated series. In fact, specifically, it's anime series. They got a bunch of traditional anime studios, Studio Trigger, other anime studios that you may know, to do a bunch of just like Star Wars stories, and they're very cool. Again, I've only watched the first 2, but I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the season for sure.
Cool.
Paul, though, I do know you started the new season of Sex Education.
I did. I'm about half done it.
I'm 2 episodes in.
Okay.
So, I mean, you've seen more. How are you liking it?
Yeah, I like it quite a bit, actually. It's pretty good.
Yep, me too.
Honestly, going back into the first episode again, I forgot a lot of characters that existed
There's
in that
a
thing.
lot. I was looking back and I'm like, there is a lot of characters.
There's
but I
a
do think
lot.
that season premiere was so good. Start to finish, it was so good.
It was pretty good, yeah. There's a lot of characters, and they added at least one new one.
It's so good we lost Paul. Anyway, I just wanted to say Sex Education Season 3, I'm really enjoying it. First episode was fantastic.
Yeah, so far so good. Definitely.
It's been pretty enjoyable
Yep.
as well. There's a lot to watch right now, man. Like, I'm still watching Why the Last Man, still going through Cowboy Bebop. What We Do in the Shadows, Season 3, also fantastic. Can't recommend that enough either.
Okay.
Good times. What about you, John? Are you watching anything these days?
Not really at the moment. I feel like I've just been jumping from work to work thing at the moment, so I'm just pretty busy for that. I did. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. Because Reese and I started watching Farscape.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Reese, that's one of her favorite shows, but I hadn't really seen it before. I remember seeing commercials for it growing up on Space, but never actually watched it. But that show's pretty good. I've been laughing my ass off watching that.
Okay. Cool.
Not seen it.
Yeah, it's about a dude on Earth who's like he's an astronaut, and he tries out an experimental wave for like interstellar travel, and it goes wrong, and he gets thrown to another dimension, and now he has to try to kind of get his way home while he's like figuring out what's going on in the universe that he's in now. So it's basically him like on a ship with a bunch of other people running away from like a military regime, and just trying to figure out a way home. But it's all fish out of water. Like nothing makes sense to him, but he keeps making references to like Clint Eastwood and like a bunch of things from Earth anyway. So everyone just kind of looks at him like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And he constantly gets like the shit beaten out of him. It's just really comical.
Just sounds like Futurama.
Kind of a more serious Futurama is not a bad way of describing it, honestly.
Okay.
It's also got a lot of Muppets.
Oh hell yeah!
You love Muppets.
Is it a Jim Henson production?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
They are
top
involved.
Tier, with the good felt. Love to hear it.
Good felt.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm seeing in the chat. Are we caught up on What If? Paul, are you caught up on What If?
No, I'm like 4 episodes behind.
Oh, wow.
I kind of didn't love it, so I don't really want to go back to it.
Okay. I haven't seen the latest. That's the one I'm behind. It's a 4-episode, I believe.
Okay.
I'm 1 episode behind. So I had a bit of time to watch stuff yesterday, and I decided to watch Star Wars Visions instead.
Yeah, because they're on what, episode 6 now? Or is it 5 that they're on?
It is 5
It is
or
5.
6. One of those. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough.
Zombie. I'm not going to count them out. Anyway, I'm looking forward to watching that soon. And you were right. Yeah, there's a couple more Ted Lassos, so I'm looking forward to. How'd you like the most recent Ted Lasso?
I didn't like it at all.
Oh no, with Coach Beard's Crazy Wild Night.
Yeah, no, I wasn't a fan.
I wasn't super. Oh, what happened? My Discord just acted weird.
This is a good night.
This is a good night for technology. Is everything running fine still?
From what I can see on my end, yes, but
okay. Hopefully I don't know what's going on in the chat. Anyway, what were we even talking about?
Ted Lasso.
Yes, Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I wasn't a super big fan of it. However, I hear it's a reference to some like an older movie, and that I've just never seen. So any kind of references went right over my head.
Gotcha. It's just not the type of episode I come to Ted Lasso for. So it just wasn't the thing I liked. Like another show, maybe a different time of things that are going on in it, I probably would have really liked the episode because it's quirky and does some fun stuff in it, but it's just not what I go to that show for. So I didn't like it.
I think the reason I'm not really digging the second season as much as the first is there's no main antagonist.
They are going with a bunch of little stories, and everybody has kind of their little problems, and it's maybe a little too much for me. There's a lot of little things going on.
Even some of the plot threads that they're setting up, they kind of seem to like forget about. Like they had the whole thing with Sam and the oil company that they were sponsored by, and it made it seem. And then they kept talking about how the clubs has financial issues.
Yeah,
because they've been demoted a rank, but they're still paying the players the same. Yada yada. Now they just lost their biggest sponsor, and then they didn't go anywhere with it. They just they made like the app, and I guess their money troubles are fine. Like the end, thanks. I don't know.
Yeah, I was having this discussion with a few people, and my main complaint is it doesn't feel like anything that happens matters really, because they just kind of gloss over it. And I'm wondering if that's going to come back, and if it's going to be like the season ends with like them broke because they no longer have money because they lost their oil baron dad essentially that was paying them, or if like something is going to happen. I don't think it's going to though. It feels like everything that's kind of a problem either gets dealt with pretty quickly or nothing comes of it at all, except for Ted's like psychology stuff. That's actually kind of shaping up in a way better than I thought it would so far. So
that's definitely one of the highlights. I don't think much negative is going to happen at the end of it because this show's like designed to be positive. I think I also heard that this series is supposed to be like 3 seasons long.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely curious what that 3rd season would look like, since this is kind of a middle part. But.
Yeah, totally agree.
All right, let's talk about some video games. Because this is the top-down perspective for September 23rd. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
John, let's start with John. I have some questions for you, John. What have you been playing?
All right, I haven't been playing much in my spare time, really, but last night we did a promo stream for a brand new game coming out. Well, technically it is out, but it officially releases tomorrow. Lost Judgement, the second game in the Judgment series, and another spin-off game from the Yakuza devs.
Yeah, did you play Judgment?
I actually did not get around to playing Judgment. I picked it up, but never got a chance to play it. But I'd heard good things. I heard, like, if you like Yakuza, play it.
Do you agree with that?
I do agree. I do agree.
Right on. I know you. It was like a sponsored stream, and I'm super curious about that. Do you plan to play more of it, or where are you sitting at?
So they only asked me to do 1 2-hour stream. That was all I got asked for contractually. I'll probably play more of the game because it's a good game. But I'm wondering if I want to go back and play the original Judgment first. And I know that's
Right.
like a long time commitment, so it's not exactly I'll just do that and then hop back over. It's like, oh, I might have to wait a while.
Right. Yeah. Knowing myself, I would want to play the first one first.
Yeah.
That's just me though. I would also want to play all the Yakuzas first, which I'm extremely slowly doing.
I think that was actually why I didn't play Judgment 1 in the first place. I'm like, oh, maybe I should get caught up on the Yakuzas first, and then just never did it.
Right. Yeah. Where are you in Yakuza again?
Partways through 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you have a bunch to play as well.
Yeah,
Paul,
3,
I know
4, 5,
you're
6, 7, and the Judgments.
Paul. I know you started Yakuza as well. Have you made any progress with that?
I mean, there's been like 2 games per week, and I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, so no.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
no.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
When it comes to like getting a sponsored stream, how does that relationship start? Do they reach out to you and say, "Hey, we will pay you"?
Yeah, kinda. That's pretty much it. So what happened in this case was Stream Elements, the company that I run my alerts with, like my little pop-up alerts. Every now and then they reach out to me and they just like, hey, we've got a company that wants you to play their game. Do you want to do it? And they'll give me like a rate. They'll give me, they're like, do you have this version of the game? Do you think your audience will like this? And I usually just only take games that interest me because I have that luxury. And
Do they not supply the game?
oh, they supply the game, yeah. So they gave me an
Okay.
Xbox Series X code for the game.
Okay. Right on. And then sort of like the rate, how often is it you saying your rate versus taking their rate?
It depends. If the company's reaching out to me directly or their like PR firm is reaching out to me, I get to at least state my rate and then they'll adjust it accordingly. If in some cases though, if it's like a third party, they'll just be like, "Hey, here's the rate we've got to offer. Are you interested?" And like they'll say like, "This is our base rate. We can go higher or lower depending on what you think you can do."
Okay.
Then they'll usually base it off of like your last month's metrics or your last couple of months metrics, stuff like that. If you've had good working rapport with them in the past, etc. And I've done Sega stuff before, but this is like only the second promo I've done with Stream Elements. The first was like Ninjala, that
Switch game.
free to play game, Switch game, yeah.
Yeah, right on. That's cool. Do you have to like? I didn't look at your stream, but did you have to like put special graphics on it, or every now and then mention like this game's for sale and here's a link?
You do have to do that part. You have to mention. They give you a couple of call to actions. They're like, hey, like type in this alert in the chat and you'll get access to like the preview page. There's like a window underneath my stream where if you click it, it'll go to the pre-order page. Stuff like that.
Do they say like you have to do a call to action X number of times within the 2 hours?
Depends on the company.
Okay.
Most companies I work with are just like, yeah, just do it like maybe like every 20 minutes, a half hour. And as long as you have like the chatbot posting every 15 minutes, like you'll be fine. Like do it organically is what they say. They're like, you got to do it so that in the way that your audience won't get upset.
Of course.
Which is fair because yeah, I like to pride myself on the fact that the audience knows if I like or dislike whatever I'm playing.
That's another thing is are you how much leeway do you have to like actually speak your mind on the game?
I'm allowed to speak my mind as much as I want, but if I keep bashing the game constantly, I'll get in trouble. But also, if it's a game I'm going to be bashing constantly, why did I take the contract in the first place?
Well, I'm thinking of like a hypothetical scenario.
Here,
where like,
if something bad happens to the game that I dislike, I'm allowed to call it out. But if I harp on it for the entire 2 hours about just that one thing that was bad and everything else has been fine, they're like, "What are you doing?"
I mean, that's just shitty and unprofessional. Like, why would you harp on it, right?
I totally agree. Is someone watching you from the company?
Yeah. So the people like that usually sign the contract, they'll like watch it and they'll be like my contact if they need anything changed. And then usually someone from the actual company itself also will be watching. Like we've had Sega devs in the chat, Adult Swim devs in the chat, etc.
You don't have to give specifics. Has anyone ever reached out and asked you to like talk about something else or alter anything that you're currently doing? Like mid-stream?
No.
Okay. Cool. I'm just super curious about all these little facets, so life of an influencer.
Yeah, I don't do promo streams too often because like I'm like I said, I kind of like only picking stuff that I like, and most companies reach out to me because I have a work email and stuff like that. I've got another promo I'm doing in a couple weeks. I don't know if I can say the game, but it looked interesting to me, which is kind of why I was excited for it. But yeah,
It
just
comes out in a couple
Lost Judgment
weeks?
was like,
The
I
game
believe
comes
so.
out?
Yes.
Okay, so
And I'll just state right now, it's not Metroid Dread. It's not Nintendo.
on Metroid Dread.
Weirdly enough, Nintendo is probably the company I've worked with the least.
Well, they seem to just kind of
Yeah, that's not that
hate
weird.
like the internet.
Yeah.
I would assume they're the least.
Well,
work
they
for
had
everyone.
an era where like they were just contacting streamers all the time to do stuff. Like we've done stuff
Okay.
with them for the Runaway Guys.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Just for my solo stream stuff. Like no, never. Ubisoft's contacted me a bunch, or at least their PR firm. 2K because of Borderlands. Sega a couple of times actually. I think Sega's the company I've worked with the most, weirdly enough.
Which one is like the most easygoing you've worked with?
Probably Sega.
Sega? Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Sega offered to, I don't know if I ever told this story. Sega offered to fly me to London once for a promo event.
You didn't do it?
I couldn't do it. I had to go to PAX West and run a panel. It was the same day.
Oh, bummer.
Oh man.
I was so upset. I was so upset. I wanted to skip PAX. I legitimately wanted to skip PAX and go to London.
I think I would do it because like I've been to Seattle plenty of times.
Yeah, it was Boston. It was the PAX East, but like I run Throne controllers. It's because of Throne controllers I couldn't go do it. I was so distraught. I was so mad about it.
Yeah, I could see that. What were they wanting you to do in London? Like, what would you have had to do?
I would have run a live stream for one of the games coming out. I think it was 2 Point Hospital.
Like out of the London office or something?
I would have gone. They're offering to fly me to London, Sega London office, so Sega Europe's office. I would have done the live stream from there and just would have hung out.
Why would they pick London when like I know there's like a San Francisco Sega office?
Their office in San Francisco is not their main office. Sega London or Sega Europe is their main headquarters. That's usually the branch of Sega that reaches out to me is Sega Europe.
Cool. Right on. That's cool. Well, anything else you want to say about Lost Judgment, the game, actually?
If you've played a Yakuza game, you know what to expect, but there's a lot more here. Like you're a detective this time around instead of an ex-Yakuza member, so you do a lot of sneaking, investigating, but there's still a lot of mini games. There's still a lot of side quests. It's still just as goofy on the side content as the main games are, and the story's just as serious. Yeah, if you like Yakuza games, play it.
I understand this one starts with investigating a high school.
I don't know if that's how it starts because like the actual beginning of the game, you're stopping this one guy, you're tracking this one guy who seems to be cheating on his girlfriend, and then you find out he's one of those people that he convinces people to like run up a tab at their local like bar, and then he kind of has them pay it off by doing work for the Yakuza.
Maybe the high school thing is a little later, but
I know that's a side story thing because in the side story it mentions like school stories.
Cool, right on. Because this guy, you can't have him singing. The actor.
Yeah, the actual actor is apparently it's like super well known guy in Japan.
Yeah, and maybe won't be back for the next Judgment. I remember on that, so. All right. Well, okay, Paul, how about you?
So since we last talked, I finished Psychonauts. I was about 2 hours away from the end, with like cutscenes and everything. So, yeah.
Land, thumbs up.
Yeah. So one of those final levels was one I felt maybe the least like thrilled about the whole game, but it was still fine. It got better too. It's Bob's Bottles for anybody who's following along at home.
Okay.
I thought like the first half of it was kind of meh, and then it gets like kind of cool by the end, so I was okay with it all around. That ending is pretty good. There's some good stuff going on story-wise in that game that was like kind of expecting, but like the way they pull it off is good, I think.
When you're like the carnival ride thing, I thought that was pretty.
Oh my god, yeah. Fatherland Follies or something is like what it's called. Yeah. That part felt like it drug on a long time, but that's because there is a lot of information they are giving you.
Again, is he?
Am I gone? All right, it says we're live again.
Third time's a charm.
Yep.
We're gonna do this show one way or the other. We'll figure it out. If it goes down again, we're doing an offline show. That's the only options at this point.
Yep.
We're talking about Deathloop.
We are talking about Deathloop because you and I both played it.
Yep. I'm assuming you played a lot more than me. I've only put about 2 hours into it.
I'm probably about 5 in, so not a whole hell of a lot more than you know, but probably So how many times have you looped? I guess.
Once, I think. I've killed one visionary, the first one they make you kill.
Okay, I think I've killed 3 or 4, and like Juliana a couple times as well. So
I've not even seen Juliana outside of cutscenes yet.
Okay, I think she is random though. She like comes in and out. RNG
Have you
based.
had a human come at you yet?
I have, yeah.
What's that like?
I think Juliana, human Juliana, just has more health because I feel like I pumped a full clip into her and she didn't die, and she died pretty easily as an AI, and so I'm guessing just to like balance it out because you don't want to be a player and necessarily die in like a hit, I guess. So.
Sure. Yep.
So that, I think I had 2, but I couldn't tell because one time I died to the Juliana and it says the username of the person, and another time I killed her, but she was like not acting like an AI. She like fell from the sky because she jumped off of something to like come get me, I guess. So I'm guessing she took a bunch of damage from that, and then I just kind of finished her off, and there was no... The problem with Juliana is that she doesn't get attacked by NPCs, and you do. So the one time I had a whole bunch of other NPCs around me because I was doing a thing, and then I got jumped. And then the second time it was like in an area where I had already cleared a whole bunch of stuff because I was like messing around or whatever, and I was able to kill her pretty easily.
Nice. Well, so overall though, how are you liking it?
It took a while, I think, for me to get the feel of why people liked it so much. I feel like it's a kind of slow start. Once you start loop, because the whole tutorial is the first loop and a little bit, and then some. Once you get past that, which I would say is probably like an hour and a half, maybe, all things considered, and you're just kind of like going, you have an objective that you want to do. It gives you like a couple of ideas of what you could do. You go into that area to do the objective, and you kind of like figure out other things you could do in different loops and different times while you're doing that, and you're kind of learning more about the world. Then it started clicking for me. Then I was just like, okay, I see why this is so special, because it's kind of slowly opening up the game. It's like if you play a Hitman level, and as you go, it like, say all the Hitman levels connect into just one giant level, and you play a little bit of one, and it like somehow connects to the next one, and then the next one, and the next one, and you're kind of like building this giant web of things you could do at different times, even though like it's a self-contained thing. And it's, yeah, it's super cool. It's very well presented, very well done. It is still a shooter, so if you don't want to play one of those, you're kind of SOL, because it is very much based on you shooting dudes and getting new loot and like loadouts and whatnot. But the loadouts so far seem pretty cool. You can kind of decide what stuff you like and infuse it so that you can take it between loops. Otherwise, you lose all your items every loop. Yeah, and you just go around making a build, essentially, and changing things out. It's cool. It's a cool game.
I'm enjoying it. It hasn't fully like grabbed me, but I think it's because I'm like super invested in Tales of Arise right now. So anytime I'm playing it, I'm like, I just want to go play Tales of Arise. Which sucks because Tales of Arise is going to take forever because it's an RPG, but I'm just really digging Tales of Arise.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
That's why I've only played about 2 hours.
Deathloop takes a bit, like, I think you might have gotten to the point where your tutorial is over or about to end. Like that,
yeah.
The beginning feels really slow, and I honestly didn't see what was so special about it until that stuff was done, and it kind of let me loose on my own.
See, I'm okay with it being slow because I could also see a world where the like decision paralysis gets me in terms of like it being too open.
Yeah.
I haven't hit that part yet, so like I've been fine with the tutorial. It's just there's a lot of games grabbing my attention right now, so
Totally.
I'm trying to play bits and pieces of Deathloop just so I don't forget how it plays.
Totally. Yep.
But I am liking it. I love the look of it,
The style.
the UI, the presentation,
Yeah.
and the menus. And I think Juliana and Colt's voice acting is fantastic. Like, especially, I've heard a lot more Colt than Juliana. Just like I love it when they're bantering with each other. It's great.
There's a fun banter between those two specifically for sure. The other characters are like really kind of arrogant and shitty in the way you would expect the rich and powerful that are living on an island to escape death essentially and live forever giant party would act. So it's cool. Yeah, they all have their own weird little quirks and little different, like, not boss fights, but maybe like arenas or type things that you go through to like take them out. It's cool. It's a very cool game.
Yeah, like I said, I just did the first one, so I haven't like actually heard many of the visionaries, but the first one was cool because there's like 20 of her you have to like hunt down, which was fun.
Yeah.
So
that's a cool one. Yeah. Her item is super dope too. The Nexus or whatever. Did you try playing with it at all?
No, where would I get that?
So the idea is it's like a Mega Man thing that when you kill a visionary, they drop their slab and you get that power.
Will that just happen once I'm in the menus? Because I stopped pretty much right after exiting with her.
You would loot it from her. I don't know if necessarily you get one from her, now that I think about it. I might have gotten the Nexus one from another character, but it's... Although it would have made... No, you get the ability the first time you go to her place to...
infuse stuff.
Yes, that's right. That's right, yeah. And then I think maybe she drops it subsequently. I can't remember.
Maybe I haven't gone back. So like I did the infuse. I woke up and I had my gun there.
Yeah.
And then the game actually crashed, and I was like, well, I was looking for an excuse to play more Tales of Arise, so here we are. Cool.
Well, there you go. That game is super cool. I can't wait to play more of it.
And you must be playing it on PC. I hear that's rough.
There's a few parts where it's obviously just like jittery for no reason, but all things considered, it's okay.
Probably lucky then, because I've been hearing the PC experience is not great.
I heard if you're playing it at 4K, it's shit, and I'm not playing it at 4K.
Yeah, I've heard if you go above console settings, essentially it freaks out.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the PS5 does 4K, I believe, right? It's set to 4K, but it sounds like
it's I think it's also, I heard it was like if you go to 120 frame rate or higher, it fucks up.
Yeah.
Does it do 120 on the PlayStation?
I don't think it does, but on console or on PC is what I'm saying it does.
I don't remember what the visual settings were on PS5, but I just, the point was I heard it seems like it's more optimized for the PlayStation consoles than the PC experience at the moment.
I have heard that for sure. The other game I started playing was Kena Bridge of Spirits. This is the Pixar looking game that they showed off a few times in like E3 stuff here and there. That came out. It is kind of like a Zelda-like. It plays kind of like a 3D Zelda game in that you kind of get an ability in an area and there's a whole bunch of like traversal and movement, platforming, puzzle sort of things you need to
I've heard it
use.
Kind of described as like a PS2 era platformer.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. That game is super, super cool. The only problem I have with it is that if right now you were just like, I want to play a like platformy action-y game, I think Psychonauts 2 is the one you should do. But this is different enough that it's good. There's a lot of things about it I really, really like. The combat is pretty good, except then it gets excruciatingly hard on the area bosses, which I was just like, this is weird. Like, it's weird that it's pretty tame, and then the area boss just, like, kicks your face in. But, other than that, the only other problem I have with it is that the game runs at a very beautiful high frame rate until you get to cutscenes, and cutscenes are all in a standard animated 24 frames and you can see the difference is huge between the gameplay and then when it goes to the cutscenes. The cutscenes are beautiful. They look like you're watching like a Pixar animated movie, but they look stuttery because you've just been playing at 60 plus between those.
If I recall, it's actually not by a game studio. It's by like an animation house, and this is their first game.
This is their first game, yeah. Yeah. I can't remember. It might be a studio made up of animators from a big animation house. I don't remember if they do animations through this name or not. I think it's called Ember Labs.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Ember Lab website.
Yeah, do they have like information about?
They have a portfolio that just shows some animation.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming they've done some animated stuff.
Sure. You can definitely tell that they are very keen with lighting and color, because every part of this game uses lighting and color very, very well. It's very easy to read kind of where you're supposed to go, and everything looks phenomenal. Even on like low settings and whatnot, everything looks really, really good because they just know how to use light. And like there's a lot of cool parts where you're in a dark cave and everything's being illuminated by these crystals that you can kind of like set a light with your weird pulse animation. And yeah, everything about it is just very, very cool. A very cool game. Seems probably pretty short because I'm pretty sure I'm almost done, and I think I'm about 6 to 7 hours in.
It is a budget title. It's like $40.
Yeah, there's like a hub area and 3 obvious paths, like a north, east, and west path that you go through to. Each area takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that's kind of not fully looking completionist sake for every little hidden thing there, but looking pretty hard and taking my time through it. So it's probably maybe about a 10-hour game, I would assume. I'm going to the last area currently, and they've already said, like, prepare yourself for the, like, what you're going to face there. It's like, yeah, I get it. The boss is there. That's fine. I'm going.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool game. People should check it out, especially because it's
but it's definitely low on my priority list at the moment for this September. So I'm hoping maybe it'll be like a Black Friday sale. I'll scoop it.
Sure. That's all I've been playing.
So as I mentioned, I'm playing a whole bunch of Tales of Arise. I'm about 26 hours into that game.
Holy shit.
I just beat what it was kind of set up to be like big bad. All for one of my characters say, "No, we're just getting started," as the camera pans into the guy. And then the title card came up.
Oh god.
Like 25 hours?
Yeah, and to be fair, I can't remember if the title card came up before, but it definitely came up at the 25-hour mark.
Oh god.
I mean, I wasn't expecting it to end there because I've looked at the how long to beat and whatnot, but I definitely fought what they had like positioned as the big bad, and then it was just like, here we go, part 2, and it was like, what are you doing, Tales of Arise? Either way, though, I'm like just completely enamored with this game. The combat is ridiculously fun. It's nonstop, flashy, good times. The story is still, it's peaks and valleys. There's like some interesting moments, and then there's just some like extremely lame and dumb anime melodrama that's cliche and ridiculous. My main character did get his memory back, if you guys were wondering. So
nice.
That was great.
Okay.
Yeah. So the amnesia.
Congrats to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's extremely cookie cutter, but whatever. The combat's why I'm there, and it looks great. And I'm just, it's like what I'm wanting to play like at all times right now. So I'm having a great time with Tales of Arise.
Cool.
What I'm not having a great time with is I Am Fish.
Yeah.
This is a Game Pass game. It kind of plays like a monkey ball if it was more like level based as opposed to like mini game abstract in like just like a weird structure. You're 4 fish that ate some weird bread that some baker was like pushing on people, and the bread like moves on its own. There was something weird with this bread, and
It's the I Am Bread.
Yeah.
Because it's the I Am Bread devs.
Yep.
Okay, there you go. I didn't know that. That makes a lot of sense. I love that this continues that. Right. Okay, so you're eating the I Am bread, and now these fish are like sentient and they get powers. Actually, 3 of them get powers. The first one you play as, the goldfish, it's just sentient. And you're in like a spherical water tank that you monkey ball around the room with. So it has a nice concept. It's got like a good kind of look and like sense of humor to it. Playing it is just a complete hassle and it's no fun. You're slowly having to move across like skinny beams to get your fish on one side. The physics are just cumbersome. It's slow. You're like you're not having like a fun, silly time like it's a monkey ball game. You're just trying to like navigate these areas. And if you fall off a ledge, the water thing breaks and you go back to the checkpoint. And the checkpoints are all just a little too far. And sometimes you have to like jump out of the water if you're in a pool, and that feels like crap as well because the jump is hold right trigger to swim up, and then if you get to the top, it'll kind of do a jump based on how fast you were swimming. It's not fun. Like I finished the goldfishes section and I was like, okay, I'll give one of the other fish a try because I know the other fish actually get powers. So let's try the fly fish that gets flying powers. I couldn't even figure out how to fly properly. It was so bad, and the number of times I had to like restart the checkpoint to attempt the flying again, which meant having to roll the ball over to the flying area. I was just like, I'm done. This is not. I don't like this game at all. I think it's a bad game. That's I Am Fish. Don't play it.
Sure.
What is also a bad game is Skatebird.
Yep. It's extraordinarily cute, and then after 5 minutes, I was like, "This is bullshit," and uninstalled it.
Skatebird is way more like style than it is substance. It's a great idea where you're one of many types of birds, and you can dress up the birds, and that part's great.
It's great. Yeah.
And it handles like shit.
Terrible. Absolutely fucking god awful.
It handles so poorly. You're just kind of like bumping off of things. It's like when you're playing a Tony Hawk game and you keep holding right when you're against a wall, so it kind of does that like weird little bump thing. It's like that the game. It's not great. Trying to like grind is bad. Trying to do tricks is not very fun. And you build up momentum by doing combos. So you need to like be good at it to like get to certain levels and whatnot. Yeah, it is not great. It doesn't even look that great. I'm sad because this seemed like a no-brainer, and it's hard. I get skating games are hard.
Yeah.
And in a world where Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 came out and was like, let me show you guys how it's done, and then Skatebird came out, it's like, you guys clearly liked looking at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but not playing it, because you didn't get very close, unfortunately.
There's so many options for birds, though. That's such a shame that the game sucks.
There's a lot of birds. There's so much costumes for the birds. That part's great, and then, it is just... It's weird. It seems like someone was like, this would be a great idea, but they weren't like a strong enough developer to like pull it off.
Yeah, it does feel like that. That's true.
So again, don't play Skatebird. That's all I gotta say about that. And that's all I've been playing. Let's do some news. Got some big stories here. Let's talk about the biggest one that happened hours ago. A Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch this?
I did.
Yep.
All right. Is this stuff in order?
These are in order, but this is
in
just
order.
a list.
This list is in order. They started off with an expansion, a massive expansion, as they put it, to Monster Hunter Rise called Sunbreak.
I'm fucking stoked. Can't wait. Paid DLC. The Reddit's already buzzing about the new Elder Dragon, saying they think it's a vampire Elder Dragon. And talking about like bleed effects. We're excited.
Dragons become vampires in the Monster Hunter?
I don't know. That's why I'm like, what are they on?
I think this might be their first time doing it.
If a vampire bites a dragon's neck, will it become a vampire? That's the question.
Guess we'll find out in summer 2022.
Yep. They showed more Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how
I
felt
I'm
about
getting it. So
you don't have to.
I want to.
No, he does.
Okay.
He has
Okay.
to.
Also, he's right. I have to.
That's October 29th for those who don't know. They showed a game called Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars. I thought this looked very cool.
Oh, see, I
And
hated how this
Taro's
looked.
working on this.
Yeah, that's what
Yoko Taro
bummed me
card
out.
game. Very tabletop looking. You're like building cities and stuff and traversing through cards. I think that's cool. I like card games, so I'm down for that. Disco Elysium on Switch, the final cut, finally got a release date, October 12th, digitally. Physical next year, early next year. There's absolutely no way I have time to play through Disco Elysium in a couple weeks, but I will play that sooner or later.
Sure.
More Hyrule Warriors.
Woo!
Also at the end of October. Yep.
It looked
Yeah,
neat.
I think that's the rest of the DLC at this point, at least what they told that they were putting out.
Okay. Cool.
Final Fantasy kart racer called Chocobo GP.
This looked
Hell
dope.
yeah.
I really liked the look of this, honestly.
Yeah, no, so Chocobo Racing is actually a series from like the PlayStation 1 era. So this is just a new entry in that series, and I'm pumped for it because it looks just as fun as the old ones. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I feel like most kart racers end up being like a cash grab and don't play very well.
And like it had a story mode. The drifting was pretty good. I like it had the Diddy Kong racing style of like level up your attack.
Yeah.
With picking up more. Like it was legitimately fun.
Glad to hear it. Cool. They said that they will talk about the next Smash Bros. Character in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, on the 5th.
Yep.
Why did you waste time in this direct telling us that?
Because if they didn't say anything about it, people would have rioted.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
That's odd. I don't like. No, yeah, I don't think people should riot.
They had to say something.
They did that a couple times. We'll get to the next one. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This looks awesome.
This looks good.
Yep. This looks like a 3D roaming Kirby game.
Yeah, this made me think of like Mario Odyssey. You're Kirby and you're changing powers and stuff.
Sure.
This looks very cool.
Yeah.
Like there's a level. There's an air of exploration to it as opposed to just level it from one side to the other. Like you are traversing these 3D environments and yada yada. I think this looks extremely cool. It's the first time I've been excited for a Kirby game in quite a while, I've got to say.
Yeah, I'm into it.
And then Animal Crossing New Horizons, they said we'll talk about that more next month. Again, why did you...
Because again, they haven't said anything about Animal Crossing in a while, so people were like, when are you doing anything?
They hinted at a new expansion for the museum, that Brewster's going to be there. They didn't show him. It'll be open 24/7. Guess we'll find out in an Animal Crossing Direct this October. A second free content update for Mario Golf Super Rush.
Nice.
Which is available today.
That's good.
You might be playing it right now.
I'm not. I'm playing Picross.
Nice.
Disney Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition?
Yeah, I don't know.
That is a port of a 3DS game.
Great. Cool.
And apparently, yeah, like it was like a weird collaboration between Disney and Nintendo. So.
Neat.
Okay, well, that's this holiday. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is coming in November.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it is.
Yep.
So Dying Light 2 cloud version is coming in February 4th. Dying Light Platinum Edition, which is the first one, is coming this October.
Yep.
They showed some more Triangle Strategy, which I still think that game looks pretty cool.
I just wish it wasn't actually using the title Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, I don't like that title at all, but the game looks cool.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Sure.
They showed more Metroid Dread, which I just want to play that.
Yep.
Just let me
Same.
play Metroid Dread.
Just anytime it came up, I muted it because I'm like, I don't want any spoilers. I just want to play the fucking game.
Yep.
Looking forward to October 8th. 2 weeks. They then announced N64 games for the Nintendo Switch Online service, along with Sega Genesis games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Go ahead.
Oh, did you not? Were you not going to bring up the hitch on this? To get access to them, you need to basically buy a new plan for your Nintendo account. You need to upgrade to, I forget what they called it.
I think it's
They
literally
just said
like
there's going to be a
expansion
new
or something.
membership
tier. It was like
option.
Expansion Plus or something like
Yeah,
called it. Like
it's something like that.
There's Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, it's
plus
actually called Expansion
Expansion.
Pack. Like they're
Yeah.
Oh, it's
literally
just called
going
Expansion
with it.
Pack. Okay.
They're going for it.
Let's do some guessing. Let's try and figure it out. So it's $20 a year right now, right?
It's $5. I'm calling now. It's $5.
That would be my
Yeah.
guess. I can't see them getting away with 10.
I'm wondering if it's going to change. If it's going to be more for if you have the family pack, which is like already $40 a year.
Oh.
I would
That's
assume
what
they
I'm
would
wondering.
both go up. That's my guess.
They're both going to go up. I'm just wondering if it's going to be like 5 for both, or if it's going to be like 10 for the family pass.
I could see that because you're getting like 8 people's worth, aren't you?
Yeah, it's 8 people for a family pass.
So I could see 5 and then 10. That makes sense to me. Are you guys gonna do this?
Yeah, but I hate
am.
it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either, but I'm hoping that this means they're going to do more than just those two. Because I'm going to be real, the Genesis list they posted was actually extremely good.
It's extremely good. Also, I don't
Yeah.
have an easy way to play Sin and Punishment, so when I saw that's included, I like
Also
shat my
that, yeah.
pants.
Yeah, I
I
got
was
the
surprised.
list
Like I was just
here.
like 8 North American games and Sin and Punishment.
And there's a game that nobody talks about, even though it's one of the best games on that system, or
Yeah.
was.
So the N64 games are Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox, Yoshi's Story, Sin and Punishment, Ocarina of Time. Just win back.
Yeah, win back. I saw the play
I
of
was
that.
so fucking pumped for Winback, dude. I used to rent that all
Never
the
e-
time as a kid.
Oh my
Never
god.
heard of that. What is win
It's
back?
literally knockoff Metal Gear Solid. It's great.
I keep getting win back and PsyOps mixed up in my head because they have a similar front
The
cover.
font's the same too.
Is it? I didn't notice.
Pretty close. It's pretty close. But yeah, it's basically like it's Metal Gear Solid, but you're on an actual time limit. Where I think you have unlimited lives, but each time you actually die, like you lose like a chunk of time, and however fast you do get through the game, I think dictates the ending. But it's basically like a cover-based stealth game.
Okay.
From what I remember, it's been
Mario-
years since I played it.
Mario Tennis and Dr. Mario. So those are your 64 games. The Genesis games are Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe, Gunstar Heroes, Musha, Fantasy Star 4, Rye Star, Shining Force, Shinobi 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Streets of Rage 2, and Strider.
I find it so funny that Musha is on there because that is like the most expensive Genesis game.
Dude,
so it's just really funny that they're just
that
like, yeah,
lineup
fuck you, collectors.
fucks. That is a
Great strong lineup.
Yeah.
They also said
Reese came downstairs after she was watching. He's like, "Why didn't they put Altered Beast in there? I wanted Altered Beast."
Altered Beast. Okay.
Yeah, I know. She really wants
Like,
it.
why not?
upcoming N64 games that they announced are Majora's Mask, F-Zero X, Mario Golf, Pokemon Snap, Kirby 64, Paper Mario, and Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Banjo-Kazooie is a big get, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't see myself really playing these. I barely play the current lineup of games. I only really use this for the online, and even that is very sparingly.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to be blunt. I don't know what the hell they're going to keep adding to the N64 collection because A, there's not that many N64 games, and B, there's not that many good N64 games. They're like worthwhile N64 games.
Do you
after
guys
you get through
have
like
some
the Nintendo
requests?
ones, I don't know what else they're going to add.
Do you have some requests you'd like to see?
Rocket Robot on Wheels. I've heard good things.
Pokemon
Tonic
Stadium
Trouble's all right.
2.
Rayman 2. Rayman 2. There we go. Add in Rayman 2.
Blast Core.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, Conkers would be a good ad.
Yep.
I guess Super Smash Bros. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else did I play on that thing.
You already showed Star Fox 64, so that's already getting on there.
I
The
think they could do-
WWF games would be great, but I doubt those
Oh.
will get
Dark,
added.
I guess they could do GoldenEye.
They're never gonna get GoldenEye because of the legal rights for 007. I've heard they're super protective about that now for games.
Sure.
But
Paul, do you
Perfect
have any
Dark's more
requests?
likely.
Any requests you'd like to see for N64 on here?
Yeah, I said it. Blast Core.
That's cool. Okay.
I like how all we want are just rare games.
Yeah.
Oh, we've just said are rare games, and it's just like, okay, keep using that license.
I mean,
Glover.
it's true, though.
Oh no, fuck
Yeah.
Glover, no.
Yeah, true. Fuck
I'll
Glover.
take a Glover. There's also controllers. You can buy a Sega Genesis controller or an N64 controller that is wireless for $50 each. Seems like a lot.
Yeah.
I would probably do an N64 controller to re-experience those. A lot of those games, I think, would feel weird without one to me. So
Sin and Punishment definitely feels a lot better with an N64 controller. It's
That's
one of the few games you can say that with.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's the only one I care about in that lineup.
I'm in the party of the N64 controller is a bad controller.
It is. It 100%
totally
is.
Yep.
No one is going to disagree with you on that.
The problem is that some games actually like mapped it because they knew that you'd be playing with it, so anything else feels weird.
Continuing with the direct, Shadowrun Trilogy.
Hell yeah.
The Castlevania Advance Collection was confirmed and is available today. I think it's $20. Seems like a pretty good deal.
I didn't realize that.
Something like that. Yeah, it came out today. It's the 3 GBA Castlevania games and for some reason the SNES version of Dracula X.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Not the TurboGrafx 16 one. I still don't get why they're doing that, because that's like the only... At that point, it's really just Symphony of the Night and Rondo are the only two Castlevanias not on the Switch.
And I mean, they should put Rondo,
I guess the DS
because it's still like the best one.
Yeah, I still don't get why they haven't ported... Like, they must have some weird agreement with Sony or something. That's why they haven't ported over Symphony and Rondo.
Probably.
Well, didn't those two come out as a collection recently?
For PS4 and and I guess now PS5. Like, but that was also like years ago now at this point, like 3 years.
Yeah, that was a few years ago. Yep. ActRaiser Renaissance.
Oh my god, this was so awesome to see. I really liked
that. Was available so today. Out of left field.
That is out today. Yeah. I was gonna pick it up on the Switch though. I saw it come up on Steam. I was like, tempted.
Yeah, it's on Steam, Switch, PS4. It is $40 Canadian.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough price.
That's Square pricing them high.
But man, ActRaiser though.
I was legit surprised to see that ActRaiser of all things getting like a modern port.
It totally deserves it.
And apparently it also has like the same musician. He did all the remixes too.
Apparently new tracks in there too.
Yeah, new tracks, new stages, new bosses. So it actually has more content too, which is cool because ActRaiser 1 is kind of short if you don't do just if you don't do the sim stuff. So
I should pick that up. I like that game quite a bit.
I just downloaded it. So
I mean, hell, you and I did a podcast about that like 5 years ago.
Yeah, actually, you're the reason. That's the reason I actually even played through it. And I liked it a lot.
That game is so good.
They mentioned Deltarune, which was out last week. I'm gonna skip the next few because it was just kind of a montage of stuff. Nothing really that surprising.
Yeah.
What we should talk about though is the Super Mario movie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. We need to talk about this. Oh my god.
Here Miyamoto came out and said, "Hey, it's coming next holiday, December 21st," and then gave us the casting.
Oh,
the main characters.
God.
And it's incredible.
This casting is ridiculous.
Absolutely insane in like the best way possible. There's a couple people I'm legit excited for in this, but it's just like what is happening as they keep listing characters.
I think what we should do is I'll go down the characters, rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being peak excitement, 1 being you could not care less.
Okay. Yeah.
Voicing Mario will be Chris Pratt.
-20.
Yeah, like 1 maybe.
Oh, really?
What the fuck? Why Chris Pratt of all people?
What's wrong with Chris Pratt?
I don't. Well, it's not that. It's more. Why not at least let Charles still do it?
Well, we'll get to that.
But also, like, I don't. If I
Pratt.
think of an actor to be Mario, he is nowhere near on that list.
I'm gonna give it a 3, just solid in the middle. Like, okay.
3, sure. I'm probably a 1.
Sure. I'm gonna give it like maybe a 2. I'm like, I need to hear him in the role. I need to hear him in the role to give him anything.
Sure, we need to see what his accent is for sure. Like,
is he? Here's the thing: are they gonna do fake Italian? Are they gonna go just like standard like New Yorker talk? What are they doing?
They have to. They have to do it right. Like, he's not saying it's a me Mario. This is not Mario. If he's not saying let's a go.
Yeah.
This is not Mario. Like, I have to assume all these people are doing accents. Otherwise, it's a very different movie, which I might actually like more. But yeah, keep in mind, this is probably going to be a kids movie.
Yeah.
All right, Princess Peach Anna Taylor-Joy.
This is great.
I don't actually know who that is.
This is great. This
This
is
is
the
Queen's
lead actress
Gambit.
from Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's real hot right now. I'm gonna give this a big old 5.
I mean, yes. I have to hear it though again, but yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
I'm with
mean,
you.
all of them are coming with that caveat. So, Luigi, we got Charlie Day.
That's a 5.
That's probably a 5. Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna probably give this one a 4.
Yeah.
'Cause I think almost anyone could do Luigi.
Sure.
I don't think there's a lot
You're
there.
gonna do Luigi dirty like that?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a 4 because the next one I think you're gonna do is probably my 5 because I have to.
The next one I'm giving a 5.
Yeah.
But that's just a personal preference here.
Yeah.
Playing Bowser is Jack Black.
That's like a plus 20. I'm excited for that.
I have to I have to hear for a different reason
Oh, don't tell
because
me
it's
we
gonna
lost
be
him.
great.
Again? What?
I'm gone.
we-
I'm out. Bye.
Oh, is he back? He's already back.
Wait, what?
Oh, you dropped again. Is the show about to drop?
No.
All right. Did you
Oh.
rank Jack Black yet?
Yeah, he's an easy 5, right?
Okay, easy 5. Yeah, I'm a big
Yeah.
Jack Black fan. This is great. I really want to hear what kind of voice he does. And I hope they don't like modulate his voice too much. I want to hear the Jack Black in there.
Yeah. True.
Honestly, all I'm thinking now is like a Bowser doing like some air guitar and like spitting out some Tenacious D lyrics.
Just like scatting.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Yeah.
like yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
right,
right,
John's coming back just in time.
Did he come back? Is he back?
Apparently, it did not drop. So
I think it might have been. Yeah, I don't know. It said it was still going, but who knows? Yeah,
we
Jack
just
Black is
finished
an
Bowser.
easy 5.
we're both very excited.
Yeah.
Voicing Toad is Keegan-Michael Key.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, what is this movie doing?
Yeah. Yep.
But I'm also kind of excited, so I'm also gonna probably give that like a 5. Like a 4.
I'm gonna give this a 4. I'm gonna give this a 4. I think this is probably out of most of them. I gotta hear what this voice is going to be.
Yeah.
Then Donkey Kong's there, being voiced by Seth Rogen, which
Great.
What is that?
I feel like
At
that
this
just
point,
makes
I
a lot of sense.
losing it at this
just
point.
makes a lot of sense. Like now, so like, what do you think of Paul? What is your Seth Rogen Donkey Kong impressions?
Man. I don't think he changes his voice at all. I think they just use
Kind of
Seth
hope he
Rogen.
doesn't.
Yeah.
I kind of hope it's Seth Rogen trying to do a Donkey Kong voice, but not in like a good way, like a voice actor would.
Right.
In just like he's making his voice real deep. Mario, want to go get high? Hey. Toad, you can join us too. Let's
Want
all
to
go get high.
high.
Like that's what I'm thinking here. Is DK, Mario, and Keegan-Michael Key are all gonna go just blaze it up in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yep.
I didn't actually see these next ones, and I don't know who some of these people are. Kong is Fred Armisen.
I recognize
okay,
him
sure.
from
Yeah,
He's the
okay,
Portlandia
yeah, I know
guy.
him.
Myers.
Is
Mhm.
This guy's in like everything now that I see this actor. I just kind of really like Fred Armisen every time I see him. It's always like, hey, it's this dude, and this dude's great.
Yeah.
Kevin Michael Richardson for Kamek.
He's a
Okay.
voice actor.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this guy, so I don't have much of a opinion on that one either. And Sebastian Maniscalco. I'm not familiar with this guy much either. So when I searched him, a picture of Robert De Niro came up as well. I don't know why that's there. Anyway, it's those first 6. That's the big deal, and it's pretty incredible. They then also mentioned that Charles Martinet will be making surprise cameos.
Which probably means Wario and Waluigi.
Okay.
Maybe, sure, yeah, okay. much of a bummer must it be to be Charles Martinet, and they're gonna be like, thanks for all the game help. You're incredible. You've made us so much money. Like, look, we get to make a movie now. We made a theme park. We're gonna take Chris Pratt.
It probably.
I think he has to get it as a fellow actor. I think he has to get it. Like, I understand it has to have the actual star pull because it's kind of unproven. And the last Mario movie, to most people, was bad. So I think I think he gets it, but he would definitely be disappointed. I can see it.
It probably feels just as bad as being like, thank you for making Solid Snake iconic. We're going to get this dipshit from 24.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, like, what happens if like this is actually twist and it's like, oh no, Charles is actually playing the original Mario, and then it ends up this is like just like the next generation of Mario characters or something like that. What if they pull that kind of twist?
What if it's Chris Pratt for all the talking stuff, but then when he moves, he's like, woohoo, yep, and just like all those sounds.
He does kind of sound effects.
Yeah,
is what you're saying? What if it's kind of like a Lego movie scenario, and then they all kind of like pop out of the TV screen? Mario is Charles Martinet in real life, like an old man.
Be pretty good.
I could see them doing that.
Yeah.
Unironically.
Hey, you're Charlie Day. Yeah. Who knows? After that, Splatoon 3, they showed more of that. That is coming next year. And then Bayonetta 3 coming next year. Which... That was leaked early this morning, which was kind of a bummer because that would have been pretty surprising.
It? Bummer. I didn't hear about that.
Well, good for you then. You got the best experience you could.
But here's the thing. I called last night that it was happening because like everyone was talking about it that wasn't supposed to. Like Hideki Kami was like, "Yeah, we can't talk about it yet." And I'm like, "Oh, well then there's a direct coming. They're talking about it in the direct." Like it kind of got telegraphed basically.
Okay. I didn't see any of that stuff. Nintendo's Japanese site leaked that, along with a new Kirby game was also leaked. That was kind of the big thing is from this morning. But at the end of Bayonetta 3, you guys watched the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that look like Dante?
No.
Or Virgil? No, you don't see it. I feel like it looks like Dante, but
anyway. I didn't get that, but maybe I'd have to relook.
All right, let's go through some of these other ones. Some of these are pretty quick. This one's almost not a news story. A bunch of sites were just mentioning that Titanfall's dead. It's not coming back. And Respawn tweeted, contrary to what folks are reporting, Titanfall is the very core of our DNA. Who knows what the future holds?
What?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm here for that.
Great.
Let's do it. Discord is getting an update in the future that will allow people to watch YouTube videos together.
Okay, sure.
Sure, why not? I think there used to be bots for that already, but I think they got deleted or like kicked off the platform recently.
That's exactly what happened. Yep, some popular music bots. What I'm seeing on this tweet. Epic versus Apple. Got a new update on that, so we know that the court rulings ended. Epic fired back, appealing, wanting to try again.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, they also tried putting Fortnite back on the App Store, and Apple said no.
Yep.
In fact, Apple has informed Epic that Fortnite will be blacklisted from the Apple ecosystem until the exhaustion of all court appeals. Could be as long as 5 years.
Sure.
Oof.
I think it makes sense, especially because now if Fortnite does go on there, Epic is allowed to redirect all the money elsewhere. So there's not really a big draw for Apple to do it.
Totally.
No, that sucks for Epic, though.
I'm kind of... I got to appreciate the ballsiness that Epic showed by being like, oh, well, we're going to try again in the courts. We'll see you back in the courts, sir. By the way, can we put our game on your platform, please? Activision Blizzard news continues. Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg has reported that Chaco Sony, the executive producer on Overwatch 2, is leaving. He kind of took over the role from Jeff Kaplan, and Jeff Kaplan left.
Mm-hmm.
That's only one part of it. The other part of it is that the government is now getting involved with the shit show that is Activision Blizzard. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions, the SEC, is launching a wide-reaching investigation into what exactly is going on, going to pick up the evidence. As well, Bobby Kotick has been subpoenaed.
Yeah. Weird shit.
That is such a fucking mess, dude.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what is going to be brought out. You know, we had seen reporting in the prior weeks of Activision destroying evidence and whatnot. Now that the government's there, I'm curious what more comes to light.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the chance is that Bobby Kotick steps down as CEO?
Oh.
So I could actually see it happening at this point.
He would have to be forced by shareholders. There's no way he's getting.
But a lot of that is happening because the shareholders are also suing them.
Yeah.
Not for the reasons you'd like, just for the reasons of you've made Activision look bad.
Yeah. I mean, I like that reason because that's the reason that's going to get action done. The investors don't care about sexual harassment. They care about money.
Yeah, but he's also been like he's made them like a juggernaut. So I feel like the odds are pretty low.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd say it would actually happen, but it's definitely the first time I could actually see it happening.
I am legitimately curious to see if WoW exists in a couple years. Just anymore.
I feel like, you know, at the very least, I feel like the games will continue. They would change the developers. They would change people on top before they would change the games because the games are still bringing in the money.
Yeah, perhaps.
And last bit of news here is some heavily reported rumors that Quantic Dreams might be making a Star Wars game. So I asked you, what do you guys think a Quantic Dream developed Star Wars game would look like?
A hot mess.
Like, lots of quick time events?
Ugh. Yeah, probably.
Who knows? I have no idea. Like, you know, the last few Quantic Dream games, they kind of get critically panned a bit, but they sell a lot. And the reports were stating that I guess Quantic Dream's finished its like 3 game long exclusivity deal with Sony, and so then they picked up the license. The rumors are that it's hard to say rumors. They're being substantiated from a couple different sources, but it's sounding like they've been working on this Star Wars game for 1.5 years. That it's going to possibly be an open world game with multiplayer elements. I don't know. I like the roller coaster ride that is a Quantic Dreams game. The dumpster fire is exciting to me. And how weird these things are.
Sure. Could be okay.
So we'll see if this actually gets announced, if it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
With that said, let's move on to some questions. optimeperspective@gmail.com is the email address. If you would like to send a question in, you can also do it through Twitter @TDP Podcast, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. I'll read this first one from Zachariah. Since Sony seems to be creating a Marvel gaming universe with Wolverine seemingly being confirmed to be in the same world as the Spider-Man games, what other heroes would you like to see get an entry? Personally, I'd like to see a 2-player co-op Ant-Man and the Wasp game.
Okay.
I want an X-Men game.
Yeah, like
again.
Get some more X-Men.
I want another good X-Men game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I want more like single character stories at this point, because when I think of team stuff, I just think of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Which kind of puts a sour taste in my mouth.
Sure.
Or I think of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and so if I was thinking of like single player, like I think a Daredevil game would be cool.
See, for me, I would like, even though it's pretty basic, I would like a good Punisher thing. Send the world with the superheroes coming in and out. I love the Punisher.
Did you watch the Netflix series?
I'm not too much of a fan of that dude, so I skipped it.
Yeah, those just kind of made me like just be like bummed out from the Punisher.
Oh, really?
Kind of put a sour taste in my mouth.
I can't remember his name. Oh, John Bernthal
Yeah.
or something. I'm not a huge fan of him, so I skipped it.
I'm trying to think if there's like a specific X-Men because they're getting Wolverine. I'd love a Nightcrawler game. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I just want to play a Storm. I just want to mess things up with the weather.
That would be cool.
I feel like you get in the issue of being too powerful then, you know?
I guess.
They got to be kind of like ground level a little bit. Otherwise, you get like the Superman problem. So being able to fly kind of changes things a bit. But I guess Spider-Man's web swinging was pretty close to flying. Iceman would be cool, and being able to like make like ice, like walkways that you could like surf on through the city would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be a neat one.
Next question from VGC Kenny. I recently learned that Newfoundland was only incorporated into Canada in 1949, being run by Britain since Canada confederated until then. So I was wondering, does that mean John is technically only a second-generation Canadian, or is there a bit of nuance I'm missing?
Wouldn't I be third generation? Because
I guess
my grandparents.
Yeah, where are your grandparents from?
They're from Newfoundland.
Okay. I guess so that would make you third generation.
Newfoundland was basically a country, and then it just became a province of Canada around 49.
Oh,
and my parents were born in the 60s.
Was Newfoundland its own country, or was it part of Britain, like this emailer is saying?
Basically, yeah, it basically was run by Britain. So basically, it was like an isle.
Okay, so I guess with that. So your parents would be first generation Canadian, and then you would be second generation Canadian?
Does it count as first generation? Is it to become a generation? Do you have to be born specifically in the country when it's already been formed, or I thought if you moved there, you were technically first gen?
Oh,
I thought first gen meant you are now here.
Okay, I would.
If first gen means you are born in that country, like that's how that works, then yes, I'm second gen. If it doesn't, I'm third gen.
Well, because I think it might be born, because if you move there, I think you would be whatever generation of where you were born. You don't just lose that part, you know what I mean? Or are you both? Are you both like would you like let's say like am I a first generation American, I guess is the question.
I would argue now, yes. Once you become a citizen.
And then is it and or?
And
yeah.
You're both. You don't lose it, you just add on, basically.
Okay, so I would say
it's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. If it's born, it's second. If it's moved, then third.
All right. Paul, what's your answer?
I don't know, man. Sure.
I don't know. I think either way, I didn't even think about it this way. That is actually technically correct. I didn't even think about that. That's weird.
That is weird.
You gotta go back to your parents and be like, "You lied to me." Someone emailed me, and I know the truth now.
First gen is the first generation to attain citizenship, so that would mean I am third gen. Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Lineback writes in and says, so recently I found my copy of Paper Mario The 1,000-Year Door, complete with the original game box and manual, all intact. I don't want to sell it, though, as it's one of the mementos I have of my dad, who recently passed away, as he got it for me when I aced my final exams in school one year. What's a game or item that you would never sell? I mean, I don't want to sell any of my stuff, but if we're going to get actually technical, I probably won't sell the last game I played with my uncle before he passed away, which was The Great Circus Mystery starring Mickey and Minnie Mouse for Super Nintendo. So that is, as weird as that is, yeah, I will never part with a copy of that.
Okay. I don't think I have any that are tied to deceased relatives, if we're trying to stay on theme. I'm never going to sell my Wonder Swan that I bought in Japan.
I mean, it doesn't have to be someone's passing. Like, it's just a sentimental value, essentially, to it.
I feel kind of bad, because if I needed to, I would sell anything I own. I don't care about stuff.
I feel bad.
Well, if you're really desperate, then yeah.
Well, yeah. Sure.
I bet you have like a hierarchy of like, well, this is the last thing I'd sell because I don't want to sell it, but if I needed to, you know what I mean?
I'm sure there's something. Yeah, I'm struggling to think what.
Yeah, most of my like game gifts aren't super sentimental, and I didn't have anything really where I was like, this is the game that me and this person always played together.
Yeah, I don't have that either. I don't have a lot of like close memories to object, like with an object as a thing. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't have that either, where like me and somebody played a game, so like that's special to me. I don't really.
Phantom Aegis writes. Oh, do you have more to say, John?
I just said fair enough. That's all I was gonna say.
Phantom Aegis writes. We have Phil Spencer, Xbox, Jim Ryan, PlayStation. Lastly, Doug Bowser, Nintendo of America. Which of the three would you go to dinner with for 2 to 3 hours?
Bill.
All, but yeah, probably Phil out of the three.
I think it's definitely Phil.
Yeah.
Phil seems like a totally down-to-earth cool guy.
I've seen Phil like talk just random junk on podcasts before, and I kind of hate Jim Ryan. Doug Bowser might be kind of cool. I don't know.
Jim Ryan seems like the most kind of businessy. I don't think I've seen enough of Doug Bowser to really get what his deal is.
If this was Reggie, this is a harder question between Phil
I was about to say,
Reggie.
what if Reggie's in this? Now what's your answer?
Probably Reggie.
Probably Reggie.
Yeah.
I think I'd still go Phil. Reggie might just be intimidating. That guy's so tall.
Yeah.
He invented the Bigfoot pizza. What do you say to the guy who invented the Bigfoot pizza?
Thank you.
Thank you for inventing it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service to Earth, to every human alive.
Yeah. Boca writes, John, a few weeks/months ago, you said that Jigsaw Quotes was one of your favorite gimmick Twitter accounts. How do you feel about the promo campaign that they took part in for the most recent Saw spin-off movie? If you're unfamiliar, I'd suggest looking it up. I forewarn you that the campaign did include some semi-NSFW imagery, so be prepared for that.
I didn't see everything associated with it, but like what I did see, I thought was funny, and I was like, "Oh, that's actually a brilliant tie-in. That's a good call on the marketing company."
This is for Spiral, right?
Are you able to give
Spiral.
an example or?
So Jigsaw Quotes is literally just like a joke account, like pretending like Jigsaw is just kind of like a bumbling idiot, or like a lot of weird things happen. So it's just a comedy account related to Saw, and for the actual Jigsaw thing, they kept running like these weird competition and contests, and if they did like certain things, they would release trailers for Saw early. Or no, it was something. It was like the Jigsaw Quotes account was putting the Jigsaw movie account through a game where they had to actually like, you need to get so many like retweets from like a famous person, otherwise I'll leak the trailer early or delete the trailer or something like that. Just like a weird jokey promo thing from what I saw. I didn't see the actual not safe for work stuff or semi not safe for work that they're talking about, but what I did see I thought was funny and fine.
Why is there a tweet where he saw or Jigsaw Quotes is saying hello Kevin Spacey with nothing followed up?
That's it. That's it. That's just like, it's just a weird account. It's funny.
That's the quote.
It's so stupid. What was the one they did the other day, which was just really funny? It was just about you didn't need to kill your cellmate to escape this one. I didn't even try to trick you into doing it this time. You just went for it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one good too. You have 72 hours to finish this rock and roll hot dog and fries in a paper 1956 Chevy Bel Air convertible. If you do, you win $100 million. If you don't, then I'll finish it for you because I haven't had lunch yet and I'm starving. And they put in a 34-second video panning around this hot dog and French fries, and then they tagged Guy Fieri on it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Very good.
Oh,
John, do you want to read this last one?
Last one from Dead and Sky. As someone who doesn't feel the need to get a 4K HDR TV over a 1080p TV or NVMe SSDs over Flash or Smart HDD implementations, I'm surprised that the current generation of consoles has been the fastest selling of all time over the past almost year for both Sony and Microsoft. Am I in the minority, or are there other reasons people are hoping to buy a new console that doesn't improve much even before games get released for it? Pandemic kind of does a lot.
Yeah.
There's also FOMO, fear of missing out.
Limited
so people
quantities.
Want to be there on the bleeding edge. Yeah, limited quantity, so people want it more. It's literally what Nintendo does all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
I think the pandemic is the big one, because a lot of people can't go, on maybe the family trip they were going to go on. They can't go out as much as they used to. Maybe they got some government money sent their way that they weren't expecting. Maybe they're not commuting, yada, yada.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people kind of ended up saving a bit more money than they expected to, or that they typically would. And they're looking for things to do inside the house because they're being told not to go outside.
Yeah.
Video games.
Yeah,
right?
I think that helps a lot. I think the pandemic has been like a major boon for the video game industry.
Yeah.
So the PlayStation 5 is very big, and people just like big things. And this is the biggest one.
It is true. Can't wait for the 6 to literally be the size of an actual fridge.
That Xbox mini fridge comes out like next month.
Oh, true. That is true.
Also, I don't think you're in the minority. We run in video game circles. Like, if you at large, not everyone in the world is wanting a 4K TV and a PS5.
I'm also going to agree. I think if you have a 4K TV, you're probably in the minority. It's like, I don't think either of you two do, right?
No. I have UHD, which is
4K. That's 4K.
Well, yeah, sure, but
that's just a buzzword for 4K.
Yeah.
Okay, so Paul, but John doesn't, so that's already.
But I mean, I don't have anything that plays on it that's 4K. I guess I could put my computer on it if I wanted to.
Did you not? I thought you had like a PS4 Pro.
No, I have an OG PS4.
Oh, okay. All right, that's going to do it for questions. We'll do more next week, obviously. And if you want to be part of that, you can send it in to topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. It's your game of the week.
Lost Judgement.
I'll give it to Kenya.
And I'm going to give it to Tales of Arise. Right after this, we're going to be going live with a TDP Plus episode of Super Mario Brothers. For some reason. Even weirder reason. Next month, we're doing an episode about Cookie Clicker.
It could have been worse.
Yes, John saved us from having to do Final Fantasy X-2.
I'm sorry, I did not want to do 10-2 so close to having done 10. I needed.
To be fair, though,
RPG
the votes, 10-2 just about beat it. It won by like a vote, maybe 2 votes. So
your vote matters.
Either way, it would have been John's fault.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of true.
There, I'm just putting that out there. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.